Hello and welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. Today I'm here to bring you the latest Aston Villa news, including the big North Stand redevelopment, massive statement from the co-owner Nassif Suarez about how Aston Villa are expanding their grounds. Of course, as well, an interesting story broke late last night. Kevin De Bruyne. Apparently, Villa have internal interest in him, and he was discussed, and we'll go into that one. And finally, as well, we'll have a quick look at Crystal Palace. Only a little bit, though, because we'll build up into that one tomorrow. But hope everyone as well, smash the living life out of the like button, as always, because that massively helps me out. If you're watching on replay as well, then do let me know your thoughts on the topics that we're discussing today. And big up to each and every single one of you, because yes, the chairman has spoken, and where the chairman speaks, we listen, because big plans are on the horizon for Aston Villa Football Club. It's time to be a powerhouse. It's time to get up to gear with the bigger stadiums. And finally, we have a massive redevelopment news. And this one is probably better than the fan park. The absolute massive news that is coming out of Villa. So yeah, hope everyone is good. I'm loading up here, getting all my stuff ready. Who's in the chat today? Big up, of course, to Captain Hindsight. Interesting one he's had. He said, I had a dream you're all dirty blue noses. Is this correct? Luckily, it's oh well. You never know. You never know. But out there, you never know if there's a blue nose amongst us. You can usually smell them from a mile off. But no, we're all good. We're all correct. We're all wearing claret and blue, and we're all going and flying the flag at Wembley this weekend. Evening to you, Spicy Pricey. Hope you're well, and he's loving the North Stand news as well. Big up to my mum and dad, and mum saying smash the like button, absolutely. And Captain, his dream is absolutely haunting him. And yeah, look, the KDB news we will shell for the second half of the show. I want to get into the really exciting stuff, the really big exciting stuff, which is all about this redevelopment. Now, I must say, people, when I saw this, I thought, here we go. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Here it is on the screen right now. So, Aston Villa Football Club today announced plans to refurbish and expand seat capacity in the iconic North Stand. The North Stand expansion emphasises Villa's commitment to levelling up the fan experience whilst becoming a world-class sports and entertainment value. Now, I'm not going to show you the video because I'll get done for monetization because the music, I've already had a quick look at it. The one with the likes of Dion Dublin and Alan McAnally. But that last phrase there, I'm going to put in again. Whilst becoming a world-class sports and entertainment venue, Villa are absolutely pulling the branches out to be able to gain as much revenue as possible. Whether that's through concerts, whether that's through football games, they are looking to squeeze every penny possible through the gate. And that is why it's an exciting time. Not only are we going to have that world-class sort of box park type venue and even a bigger increase in fan sort of game day experience, but we're also now doing bits with the stadium, and it's about time. People have been asking, people have been begging for Villa Park to be improved and expanded. There's even talks once upon a time of, will Villa Park have to move? If we want to compete with the likes of Tottenham in terms of their stadium size, because I'll tell you now, we don't need to compete with them on the field, but in terms of Tottenham stadium expansion, do we need to go move? West Ham, Upton Park to the London Stadium, they had to relocate. Tottenham have had to relocate. Everton have had to relocate. And there was talk of, will Aston Villa Football Club need to relocate? And the owners have listened to the fans. Don't change, just expand. And that is why this is really exciting. So we're going to go into how much we're going to expand. This isn't a small expansion, by the way. This isn't a poxy little, add a few rows onto the North Stand. Say, hey, we've expanded. This is massive. And the videos and the graphics have been absolutely brilliant. But second of all, people, what I do want to say is these owners just remind me of how much they're not messing around. And I want to show you the Nassif Suarez statement, because this one for me, before I show you the stadium, look at this statement. I don't know how well it's going to produce on the screen, but we'll have a look at this. Yeah, it's a bit small. I don't know how well I can see this one, people. Let me see if I can try and enlarge it to the best of my ability on here. But it says the following. Since Wes and I became owners of this storied club in 2018 and Atelios joined us as partners in 2024, we have shared a clear ambition, and look at this in bold, to restore Aston Villa to its rightful position, competing at the highest levels of English and European football, and to transform the club into a global brand and European powerhouse. The global brand, for me, was really clear this season when we had Adidas on board as our kit sponsor. There's nothing more global than Adidas on Nike kits. Adidas on board. You look at the sort of, again, the global branding of where we are across the world, in Asia, in the Middle East. We went and played that Middle Eastern friendly against Al Ain recently. There was links there for a reason. We are expanding. Wes Edens in America. Aston Villa are growing, and we've had our US pre-season tours now in America for the last 2 seasons. Aston Villa are not just growing on the pitch, but off the pitch, we're becoming a global brand and European powerhouse. Thanks to the Mayor's commitment to develop Witton Station, which, by the way, is massive when you talk about transport. When you talk about trains and transport and getting to Villa Park, look, when Heidi and I go to Villa Park, we drive, and it's a fairly decent experience to get there, and you park up. But the fans who go by trains, they have the worst ordeal. Going by train to Villa Park is absolutely awful. So I'm glad they're working on that with the mayor. This project will mark an important milestone in the club's journey to becoming a world-class sports and entertainment value. Again, sports and entertainment. A bigger, better North Stand will not only allow many more Villains to see their team in person, improving matchday experience, but will also dramatically improve the club's ability to invest and compete in the long term. And that's where my title on the thumbnail comes from. Invest and compete in the long term. So a big statement there by the owners. A big statement there by the owners. Now, if I'm taking some of those key points from the owners right now, let's go to that last line. Invest and compete. Basically, my owners are saying, listen, if fans put their money in their pockets and come and watch us play, if we get all the big global brands to come and sponsor us and be part of us, then guess what? We'll put that money not in our own pockets, but back in the team. And we can get these world-class players in of Marco Asensio, Marcus Rashford, secure Boubacar Kamara on a massive contract, get Yuri Tillemans again signed on the dotted line with another deal. Oh, and by the way, now we're just adding Kevin De Bruyne into internal discussions. Kevin De Bruyne, an absolute elite world-class footballer. So what these owners are basically screaming to me is, we'll put our money into the club to improve it, and we'll put it back into it. We just need everyone to get on board. I think the second thing that screams to me is the season ticket holder list. Heidi again had a conversation. Oh, let's get a season ticket for Villa. I had to explain to her. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think there's a 15,000 waiting list. 15,000 fans just want a bloody season ticket, and to queue hop that, you've got to go get hospitality. Let me know if there's anyone here who is actually on the season ticket waiting list and how many years we've been on there. Season tickets are absolute demand. So to increase the capacity of the stadium means we can increase the number of season ticket holders, which again will make more fans happy, but also more revenue. And look, Ken M is absolutely spot on. And by the way, Ken M, I want to say thank you very much for the super thanks in the last video. You're a legend. And he's right on this, by the way. Villa to go even more global is to get a Japanese or South Korean player in. We've seen Matoma again. I know I keep referencing Heidi, but we talk about these things. Matoma at Brighton. If he scores, Brighton blows up. Luke Links, the blogger, blows up because Matoma is global. So we need those sort of pool of players as well. Shout out to the chat as well. Big up to Vamos VJ, to Michael. As my dad is saying, owners are total opposite to Glazers, 100%. They're not trying to steal money. They're trying to put money in there. But yeah, all the KDB talk, hold back because we will come into that in the second part of the show. I don't want to lose my flow. I feel like I'm flowing quite well tonight on this stadium thing. So yeah, big up to everyone. Really love it. What's this? I was just checked. Wow, look at this. Spicy Price has just checked. He was 17,555 in the queue. Like that is massive. That's massive. So for someone like Spicy, who wants to be a season ticket holder, can't, and Villa are going, listen, we need the stadium to do it. So there we go. Big up to Lee Collison and big up to Tyrell Gunner TV. Big up to you. I'm sure you won't be happy with the Palace result yesterday. It wasn't a great performance, but we know the Gunners are watching the Champions League, not the league. And yeah, but look, here we go then. The North Stand redevelopment. Let's get some more clips and images of what is to see. So love it from Nassif Suarez. Basically, he loves the Villa. He wants to take it. So how are we competing? How are we building this expansion today? How are we expanding it? I will come to more comments in a second. Let me just get this up on the screen right now so I can read it. to you guys as well. What else we got? PC's in the house, the legend that is. Big up to PC. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. I've never bothered with a season ticket. I live miles away. It's fair enough, Captain. And look, for some people, travelling to and from Villa Park every weekend, if you're not in a certain distance, would be absolute hassle. But if you love the Villa, some people do it and they go through that. But yeah, I completely agree with that, Captain. Meek said apparently it's within the rules to rinse a club and put it in trouble, but against the rules to overinvest. That is absolutely spot on. That's absolutely spot on. So you're not allowed to. What Meeks is basically saying is about PSR, where Villa keep getting crippled in the transfer windows because we're being told we can't spend our money. We're not allowed to spend our money because we're actually quite stable in a way. But if you're a club who actually can drive yourself bankrupt, but you're just massive, yeah, it's absolutely nonsense. And Meeks is absolutely right there. Spicy's been waiting 18 months and he's still 17,000 in the queue.
18 months?
18 months. 18 months Spicy Pricey has been waiting to be a season ticket holder. So this news is going to accelerate people like Spicy. So as I said, if you're someone who's on the season ticket waiting list, all of a sudden you're going Kerching. So there we go. But yeah, here we go then. Look, the news is the North Stand redevelopment will increase Villa Park's capacity to over 50,000 without reducing current matchday capacity in the process. That's the golden ticket for me. Okay, so what that is saying is, and I'll come back to that, if you want to build and redevelop, you sometimes need to shut down a stand. What they are saying is, look, we don't want to shut down the North Stand for half a season because we need to build on it. We actually are going to still redevelop and the North Stand will be open. So it's exciting. It's exciting that they can still not influence or impact the absolute, fans who've already got season tickets in the North Stand. What do you do with that? How do you sort of redevelop that if they're stuck in there? So, yeah, the enhancements will further modernise the stadium to solidify its status as a world-class sports and entertainment value. Now, personally, I've never been in the North Stand. It's not a stand that I've looked at. But a lot of people talk about the toilet situation. And Heidi's just side there because for a female, toilets are an absolute hassle when you go to the football experience. Males, we're sort of a bit lucky. We jump in a massive urinal. There's space to squeeze in. Look, I don't know how the chat's turned to our peeing habits, but there we go. That's what we do on Aston Villa from the stands. But yeah, you go and have a wee. You squeeze in. You're in and out of a toilet usually within a minute or two, and it's happy days. And guess what? As blokes, we tend to not care. We're stood in each other's piss, do we? We sort of get in and out. But women's, it's a shambles. It's a shambles because there's usually 2/3 cubicles per, toilet. Not very good. When we went in the Trinity Road stand recently, there's only one toilet section. I marched up and down the whole Trinity Road looking for what I thought was a toilet at the other end. Got there, realised it wasn't, had to go back to the first toilet. So in all seriousness, toilets for women, shocking. But the toilets always flood. I think the food as well in the North Stand is always heavily criticised as well. Sorry, I was just having a slurp there. Right, here we go. What else are we coming into the chat? I went a bit off tangent there, but I'll come to it. I'm going to show you some pictures as well. By the way, big up to Ken M as well. Look, absolute legend. Respect to you on the chat. Ken M, you're always welcome on this channel. You're a massive contributor and massive respect to you, Ken M, a legend. And yeah, let's hope we get one of those Asian superstars in one day. It's all to keep the top six. Yeah, exactly that, Pete, in terms of what Villa have to deal with. Infrastructure investment can be written off against PSR, right? I think that is part of it because buying the women's super team was part of that as well. But yeah, big up to you, Meeks. PC said, I said on the chat during the game, De Bruyne looks like he smells like pee. Now he's in our squad. What the fuck? Well, listen, we'll come on to the De Bruyne one in a second because there's still a little bit more. How often am I going? Listen, when you're a patient man and you stand outside there and go, what the hell's going on? You want the description of why. Why is it that the women's toilets are awful? But yeah, I got a ticket for the Fulham game today. Match day report. Yes, Spicy. We need that. We need that from you. The final boss has just said, what have I just entered? Toilet talk. big up to you, Final Boss. One of the real Chelsea fans out there, actually. I think Final Boss, I've clocked, you're actually a normal Chelsea fan. You actually have a bit of sanity and realise that my Maresca shouts aren't far off. So there we go. So big up to you. And my mum said totally agree about women's toilets. But yeah, a lot of the grounds, not just women's, is it? I mean, yeah, they're just. I don't think footballing venues are suited. I think Wembley as well. Terrible as well. Yeah.
Girls, isn't it, love?
Yeah. So not good, is it? But yeah, here we go. So, Love Bleeds as well says new North Standards class, very exciting news. Let's get some pictures, AI pictures, because that's how powerful AI is now, isn't it? That you can actually get pictures of models that don't even exist. So should we go even bigger? So this is what they're teasing us with. Looks clean, looks classy. As I said, that this is going to be in the new fan park because that's the stand we go in there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where the sort of players arrive and the club shops there. So yeah, this is the North Stand. I would like it, hopefully, to be this more open venue that you can see here. At the moment at Villa Park, it's almost gated a lot here, isn't it? Where my mouse is, there's gates there. There's gates there. It isn't the cleanest entry, but I love the look of this. I love this bit as well. But if that is what the redevelopment looks like, that is lovely. That is lovely. Again, you know, AI, big up the Watkins shirt. Meats will hate that. And a McGinn shirt and a Tillemans one in there. I like that. But yeah, I think aesthetically, very pleasing. And remember, the current pictures are including the new fan zone that they're going to also build. So in the next 2 years, Villa is going under major reconstruction around this side of the ground. Whole end's being left completely alone, exactly how it should be, in my opinion. The whole, you know, it's already been tinkered a little bit of hospitality. The whole end should be left alone. But the other stands, I think, are there for redevelopment. And this is the best and correct side for where redevelopment should be. So ultimately, what do you see in this picture? You see a lot of families, you know, you see a lot of accessibility. In there, you see game goers, and that's what it should be. Space, family, game goers, people who want to enjoy the occasion. And ultimately, again, let's go back to it. For me, I've always said this, my biggest criticism of Wembley Stadium is they don't make it accessible for game day experience because of the price of food and drink. You don't want to pay money when you go around Wembley and near Wembley. And again, Villa fans will be going in their numbers to Wembley this Saturday, and they will be experiencing the game day. And, you know, people will pay what they do, London prices. For Villa, if they want to increase the revenue, then get the food prices right, get the drink prices right, get it right around the ground for the game day experience. And that's something that I'm very passionate about. And I think they will. Man City, again, we've just played them recently, have been doing the opposite. Fans are protesting about the increase in tickets, increase in season tickets, increase in everything. Money rules the world in this game, and you have to find money, but don't put the fans out of pocket. And then finally, a bit of entry in there as well. So let's just talk about how good AI graphics are as well now. Like, these pictures are unbelievable, aren't they? Unbelievable. So yeah, that's where we're at in terms of the game day experience. And yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. Let me come to it. Is it true that we're linked to Ademola Lookman? Have not seen that rumor at all, but I will keep an eye on that one. Probably a bad idea for me to get a season. Well, listen, PC. Stranger things have happened. I've known of a Liverpool fan who went viral online, who used to travel, I think, from Scandinavia, can't remember if it was Norway or Sweden, every week to support Liverpool. If you as a Canadian were to do that, I think that trumps it. So, yeah. Lee's loving the redevelopment of the stadium, and he's spot on. It's no Western-super-Mare, though, is it, Lee? Eh? Josh, can you get a financial guest to explain the revenue difference between Europa and Champions League? I think it's a good subject. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, Meeks, at all. That's not a bad shout at all. I'll definitely look into that for us. But overall, game day experience is going to improve at Villa Park. The capacity of the stand is going up, and Villa Park will reach hopefully 50,000. And we've got to appreciate our chairman, Narcís Suarez and Wes Edens, who are doing what all good owners should do: put their hands in their pockets. So there we go. Right, let's get on to the Kevin De Bruyne story in a second. But I want to shout out my guy again. I want to shout out my guy again. I've been waxing lyrical about this guy on watch-alongs this season, and you guys can probably guess it. He still, for me, is an absolute machine. He is still someone for me who I can't not see in a Villa starting lineup, and it's this guy here, Youri Tielemans. I did not realise Youri Tielemans currently, for Villa, 50 games, 50 starts. Mr. Undroppable. Think of that. He's had like 50 games, 50 starts. It's just unbloody believable, people. Like this guy here, free agent, an absolute powerhouse. And that is why I love Youri Tielemans. He's been consistent. He's been a mainstay. And sometimes I don't think he gets the plaudits he quite deserves, especially from outsiders. So, yeah, there we have it. Mr. Youri Tielemans right there, people. Yeah, De Bruyne will be very interested in the toilet situation at Villa Park, I'm sure. Well, it might be the reason why he doesn't move. Do you know what I mean? But Dimmock is from Western too. Big up the Western massive. That's two Western people in the chat. But yeah. By the way, I meant to say a final sort of thing to show you, by the way, about the stadium redevelopment. Before I did say I was moving on to Kevin De Bruyne, but I lied. I've got one more thing I want to show you. I want to show you one more thing. This information, which I found very interesting. I had the tab up. I forgot to show you. Again, if you haven't read this article, then this is to inform you. If you have, then you'll be very aware. But it says this about the North Stand. It's the last bit. The redevelopment will increase the number of seats available in the North Stand to over 12,000, combined with ongoing upgrades to Villa Park's other free stands. So that was the other key point. They still want to improve the other stands. They're not just doing more seating. I think they're going to improve what we just talked about, the catering situation, the toilet situation, the actual in and out game day experience. So that's really important. But this part here is where it caught my eye. And it will increase us to £50. The stadium renovation will be completed in H2 2027. So we've got to wait 2 years for that. But the reason for it is ahead of the UEFA Euro 2028 tournament that Villa Park will host. So Villa Park is hosting a game at the Euro 2028, and we're going to have our brand new 50,000 stadiums ready for it as well. So money, money, money. You know, that's an ABBA song, isn't it? Money, money, money. There you go, sorry. In a rich man's world, we need that. We need we need the money. So bring in the money, because it then improves us on the pitch. Thank you. So listen, let's get into this business now of Kevin De Bruyne. Is it rubbish? Is it bull? It depends. Depends how you see it. Personally, for me, this story was absolutely nuts when it broke last night. I swear down. When it broke and I saw the notification come through on Villa Report, and I'm going to get the exact tweet up that I saw, I thought, this is fake news. First instinct was, this is fake news. This is one of those like Sky Sports parody accounts. You know, like one of those. I don't know if you've ever seen them on social media, those parody accounts where they pretend to impersonate someone. I thought, oh, just because we lost to Man City, they're now trying to troll us. And I thought, okay. And this is how my mind went. When I went, yes, let me share it. By the way, big up to everyone in the house. Can you make sure you are smashing the like button? Check you've liked the stream for me. I really appreciate it. It massively helps. And Ken M is not having Kevin De Bruyne. So it says, Aston Villa have held internal discussions about a potential move for Kevin De Bruyne at Sky Sports News. And I thought, that's fake. It's got to be fake. That isn't the real Sky Sports. Villa reports had an absolute mare. Unlucky tweeting about that. It can't be true. So I went, okay. Let's check it out. The official Sky Sports News, 12.8 million. I thought, okay, has he got conned? Has he got the wrong source? Also, there's a lot of talk here about Matheus Cunha to Manchester United, which, again, is an interesting story. Whether Villa will come in for it, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, sorry. Here it is. And then, no, come on. And then there's the story breaking right there. Aston Villa have held internal discussions about a potential move for Kevin De Bruyne. Sky Sports News understands. So, I've got questions. Where does such a story come from? Where does such a story come from that a major news outlet and Sky Sports break it? You don't just pluck that out of nowhere. And let's be real, as Spicy is sort of saying, it was just internal talks. It's a great idea, but I can't see it happening. The money would be forking out wages is unbelievable, exactly. But, and Pete says he doesn't want him. I want to know this. How do you pluck a story? How has the mainstream media plucked that story? Chat, how? The only story outlet to break it. Where has it come from that Villa have had internal discussions about that? There's two reasons. There's two things. Number one, party at either Man City or Villa have leaked it. Someone's leaked that story to the mainstream media. Number two, De Bruyne's camp have leaked it. Or number three is complete and utter BS. You've got to take it in either way. Now, interesting as the chat is saying, and I've got to go into the chat here because you lot are absolutely right. Sky Sports usually slow off the mark with these stories, 100%. 100%. They are always the last to break transfer news. Way behind. Michael says, Monty probably shook his hand after the game and the media blew it up. Can also see that. Imagine that. Unai Emery puts his arm around Kevin De Bruyne and all of a sudden someone from Sky Sports says that's an internal chat, something like that. And then, as big up to Super Matty, by the way, we've just done the whole first 25 minutes on it. I said I'd rather talk about the North Stand as well than this story, but it's true. And we're loving it. The 50,000-seater Villa Park, soon to be 2027. But Ken has just made my head absolutely wobble. Kevin De Bruyne as a coach, interesting. Now, for me, KDB, if you go to an interview, I remember watching an interview of KDB last season, who has already said that he is a football obsessive. He's very much like Pep. KDB has already said that he wants to go into management and that he is very interested in that. I did not think of that suggestion of Kevin De Bruyne coming in as a coach until literally Ken Emma said that. And now my head is going ding, 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 ding. Potentially a massive move there where it could happen and could come into fruition. Would Kevin De Bruyne go to Saudi Arabia? That's the only other option people look at and see with KDB. Or maybe he's ready. Maybe he knows his body's packed up. And let's be honest, his body has packed up. Hence why I'm very against the idea of KDB coming in as this stellar player that we're looking at. If he came in as a player coach or a coach, would be fascinating. And Sky Sports maybe have been very delicate with this. Aston Villa have had an internal discussion about a potential move for Kevin De Bruyne. That's what they've said. Very selective with their words. But why not Kevin De Bruyne? And I'm trying to think of Mikel Arteta and whether he, similar in that sense of what he did in his career. And these sort of coaches who go into retirement very early and jump straight into the pedestal of the coaching circle and go, hey, let me in. I know Kevin De Bruyne is set on being a top football manager. There's interviews out there. Go check them out. So that one has absolutely ticked the box. But I'm not ticking the box for KDB to come in for one season wonder and try and elevate Villa. No, I'm not having that one. I want a meaning behind it. I want a plan behind it. So, yeah. And let's see what you guys think. And if you think it's absolute BS, if you think there is a leak, but that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to waste too much airtime on this one. Apart from, as I said, you don't just pluck this story out of nowhere if you're Sky Sports. There has to be some noise somewhere. There has to be, chat. There has to be noise somewhere to pull this one in. So there we go. Big up to Standing. Hope you're well. Hope everyone is good. And hope you're all well. What else have we got? We got Captain. They reach behind them and pull it out of their asses because Man City said he's leaving, so it's just grabbing headlines. I get that as well. But yeah, I'd rather have Cunha, to be honest. Manchester United believe they're getting him. No, De Bruyne has still got at least 3 or 4 more years in him, and he said he's paying 3 now. Do you believe that, though, Michael? Do you believe that? Big up to Vamos. And Michael, Matty's, no, I can't even speak. Super Matty said, rather than concentrate on making sure that Rodgers players are not placing no matter who it is. And that is probably why Asensio, maybe we're not going after Asensio anymore because of exactly that point as well. Look, I'm not going to lie. The transfer season is going to be beautiful because it's going to be absolute madness. It's going to be crazy. We're going to be on here every day talking of these new transfer rumours, and we're going to be discussing it. And the best bit is each and every single one of you in the chat has a different opinion on players, and that's why I love it. And so do I. I've had some really bad takes. I've had some really bad takes when it comes to our transfers, and I've had some good ones as well. I'm still, as I said, reserved on certain players. Look, don't want to go into beast mode too much, but I told everyone, if you go back, actual disaster, I called it on the first stream. I said disaster class. I said Chelsea fans were excited to get rid of this guy. Chelsea fans have been trolling us since. His agent Disasi, he is absolutely killing us and letting Chelsea get into that European spot ahead of us. I've never seen a secret agent like it. It's absolutely disgusting. But yeah, and if Tyrone Mings was on the pitch against Man City, we would have not lost that game. Because he doesn't do what Pau Torres does, which, as I said in my match reaction, this is Pau Torres every time the ball comes in the 6-yard box. Mexican wave. Oh, or a bit of S Club. Reach for the stars. Let the ball go across my 6-yard box. Reach for the stars. As you can tell, I'm still fuming about that Man City game. Still absolutely fuming about that Man City game. I haven't really been able to vent enough about it because I got absolutely cooked on Never a Foul about it, and yeah, Heidi's had to take it basically in the air about how I feel. But yeah, so I've actually turned my heat on Pau Torres a little bit more than Disasi, as you can see by my impression there. So yeah, transfer wise, Villa are going to be linked to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I have no doubt about it because we've shown with our pulling power in January what we can do. And that for me is where Villa sort of excel now. We absolutely cocked up the summer window, and last season we need to make better of it. By the way, just a quick one in the chat. Did you know there's 2 transfer windows? Did you know there's 2 transfer windows this summer? I don't know if this is breaking news to people, but there's 2 windows. They've actually decided to open the transfer window early. Okay, and here we go. You're going to chuckle at this for top 6 bias. They've opened the transfer window early so that Chelsea and Manchester City can recruit players for the Club World Cup. Wow. So the FA only care about helping English teams on the FIFA global stage. I'm getting at that because remember the French FA gave PSG the weekend off so they could be ready for Villa? And the FA do sweet F all about it. Well, yeah, there's 2 transfer windows. If you don't believe me, Google it. Okay, and this blew my head. There are 2 transfer windows. It opens early, so Chelsea and Man City can recruit for the FIFA Club World Cup. Hence why are you seeing all these Cristiano Ronaldo rumours as well about leaving his, I forgot, Al Nassr, so he can go play in the FIFA Club World Cup on loan and then go back to Al Nassr. So 2 windows. It then shuts for a bit and then reopens. If I've never seen a comedy circus in my life, it's that. So I wonder how Villa operate. I wonder if Villa will be the sharpshooters and go early again. We went pretty early last season. I think we could be early again. Will we be the sharpshooters and go early? So yeah, absolute nonsense. 2 transfer windows. Make that make sense, people. Make that one make sense. That's around the corner. But yeah, as Supermatic said, Wembley is this weekend. I will absolutely be focusing on the Wembley Crystal Palace game tomorrow. I'm pretty pissed off with Arsenal, if I'm honest. Arsenal basically have increased Crystal Palace's confidence yesterday. They didn't absolutely put Eze in the stands. And do you know what? Mateta and Nketiah do look a little bit of a handful. I watched glimpses of Palace last night before we went to the cinema. Yeah, handful. So yeah, I will be talking more about Palace tomorrow. I want to have a look again at some of the games. I want to look at how Glasner's got Unai's number. We'll have a look at some of the results again. I know I've already made excuses for some of the Villa performances and games against Palace, but we're going to properly deep it this time. But Standing is right. He is going to get it on point. Lee says crazy. Super Matty says, when the season has finished, please do a live keep or sell on our squad. Absolutely. I love that content idea. I'm all for that one. And we will do that. Live keep or sell. I think I'm going to be quite brutal on some of these, actually. I'd say in terms of Villa fans of like uber positive and everyone's incredible and super negative that I want to moan at everyone, I reckon I'm more this way, more bang middle, just a little bit up. I think I do try and stay positive, but I think there's got to be some realism. People like Pau Torres, I think Villa have evolved from now. I actually think Pau is. People like Pau Torres, for me, are actually what I would call someone who isn't progressing Aston Villa as we imagined. I genuinely believe that. I think people thought Pau was going to elevate us. And when people start realising that he cannot defend, the better. The better. If I want my CB to be a bloody Iniesta or a Busquets, then he plays CDM, not a centre-back. Honestly, people, I think Pau Torres is rent-free in my head right now. I think Pau Torres is rent-free in my head. He needs to get out of my head. I need to see Mingzi against Palace. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, there is a big time gap as well for Palace. I guess we get that extra day. But yeah, we do need Tyrone Mings on the weekend. Sell him Wally early. No, but I think he is out Meeks. But yeah, there we go. We are going to wrap up, people. I've got some lovely jacket potatoes in the oven. And let me know in the chat quickly, what's your favourite jacket potato filling? Or do you not like jacket potatoes? We're going for the basics, but the best, beans and cheese. Let me know your jacket potato filling right now in the chat before we wrap up. Because I want to know. I want to know if there's any rogue fillings out there that we need to try. Yeah, let me know. But yeah, Pau the CB version of Trent. It's actually true. It's actually true. 9-0 to Mings hat-trick incoming. Love that. It was Debu who had us in that game. Correct as well. PC. Debu. Let's sell him. What? No, we'll hold on to that one. Michael says he effing hates jacket potatoes. Damn. Captain says chopped up bacon, bits and cheese. Bit of bacon in there would be all right, wouldn't it? Wouldn't mind a bit of that. Obviously, I see like coronation chicken and chili con carne and a jacket potato, but I don't know if that does it for me. Don't know if that does it for me. Cheese and beans and more cheese, or chili and cheese, or just cheese. You got to have you got to have as much cheese on there as possible, right? Cheese it up. Cheese, beans, and coleslaw is a good one as well. But people, it's been an absolute pleasure. Oh, Pete's chili beans, like it. I like it. I love beans and cheese usually, but I like tuna, mayonnaise, and red onions. Got to have some spuds in it. Great. Love it, people. Love it. Right. Smash the like button on the way out. Make sure that notification bell's turned on. We're back again for some more Villa news. Great turnout today on the show. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, FA Cup semi-finals amongst us. I can't believe it. It's Friday tomorrow. And it's also my dad's birthday tomorrow as well, actually, on the Friday. So shout out to my dad's birthday tomorrow. So yeah, wow, time is going quick. But yeah, hope everyone is good. Enjoy your Thursday night. It is Thursday today, isn't it? Enjoy your Thursday night. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Or if not, definitely on Saturday for the watch along. That's where it's all at. Big up to Standing, Captain, Pete, Lee, Super Matty. Big up to Michael Dimmitt as well. Big up to Meeks, PC. Who else is in the chat who I haven't said? I think it said Meeks' name. Big up to Vamos VJ, Ken M, Standing. Big up to Mum and Dad. Big up to anyone else who's commented. I think Spicy Pricey, I've said or not said. But you know the drill. Anyone who's in here, big up to all you guys. Shout out to Heidi, as always, being on my side. And, of course, Puff as well. She's behaved herself during the stream. We're out of here, people. I'm out of here. You're out of here. Ta-da.